been subscribed to me for 5 minutes. To be able to comment, and they can leave a comment every. People that have been subscribed to my channel for 5 minutes can leave a comment every 5 seconds. Not 95, but 5. Here you go. So, I lost a friend recently, an online friend, and I still count him as a friend. So, people can try to devalue the relationships and downplay things. What they like to do is say, boy, you just never met in real life, he's not a real friend. I count Poon as a friend, and I lost Poon recently, he died. A man that I knew for around 6 years on YouTube. And yesterday I was up on Sam's panel, and he had a stream talking about Poon. He had a lot of guests, yeah. So, in a day like this, normally, days like this, I'm at home. I'm on disability, so I don't have a day job. Okay, I stay at home, get things done at home, more or less things. And typically on days like this, I might have to open up YouTube. I see Poon is scheduled to go live in 30 minutes or something, or that he is live. And I go to the chat, say hello, put like a wave emoji in the chat, look for the streamer link, click it, and hop up and join them. And then hang out for several hours for a long time. And quite a lot of times I would join him on my laptop in the living room. And then be on for a while, talk to guests, talk with Poon, hang out, and talk to people in the comments. A lot of times being triggered by people's comments in the chat, when people in the chat say they talk about me, this guy Mark Side is a weirdo, somebody. And I'd be like, I'm not a weirdo, you're a weirdo, okay? And then sometimes there'd be people joining the panel that haters, and I'd be hanging out with them on the stream. And then now and then there'd be me and Poon talking, okay? So on a day like this, it's like I thought about that. It's like after Poon died, it's like it's empty, okay? YouTube won't be the same without him. Definitely not, because part of my normal life. So Poon has been part of my life, okay? Meaning, even though when I met in real life, he's still been part of my life for a long time, in other people's life. Like the Poon Plan, it's like an establishment, like an institution almost. And that's part of human nature, where you have a you have a, this is Swedish saying, man saknar inte kon förrän båset är tomt. You don't miss the cow until the stall is empty, okay? That's what you can say. You don't know what you got, it's gone. So a lot of times there's a tendency in human beings to kind of take things for granted, subconsciously. It's not that you're going around thinking, yeah, Poon will always be alive, I'll always be able to go on his panels and hang out with him. It's not that you're thinking that, but it's like an unconscious sense where it's kind of become a thing where it's like, yeah, Poon is always live on YouTube. He's a YouTuber, and he's a guy, sometimes he goes live at constructive guesswork. So there's like a subconscious taking things for granted in human beings, where it's like, there's like a sense that it's like, you're not thinking about this guy might not be here tomorrow, okay? This guy might not be here tomorrow. So, yeah, so on a day like this, if Poon was still alive, he might have gone live today and then hosted a panel. And I might have joined him and hung out there for a while. And I went to look on his channel, the last stream that he hosted, and I had a little bit of regret because I was live on my phone on my channel. I saw Poon was live, and then rather than ending my live or not joining his live, I kept my live going and then hopped on his panel. And I was kind of paying attention to my stream was a guest, so I regretted that a little bit. I looked at replays, like, yeah, hindsight being 2020. If I had knew that was the last stream of his, I'd spend more time talking to him on the stream. So anyway, Poon Everlasting, Poon, John Michael. Passed recently, and I miss him. He was a friend. I count him as a friend. And he had many friends on YouTube, and I wouldn't be surprised if Poon was similar to me in the way that he a big chunk of his socializing, like socializing with people, was on YouTube. I won't be surprised if a big part of Poon's social life was online and on YouTube, where it's like his home, and he doesn't like to go downtown and hang out at a nightclub or somebody to talk to people. He go live on YouTube and hang out with people, talk to them. So that's a little bit part how you can describe what Poon's channel was like. It was a little bit like the Jerry Springer show. Okay. So Poon's live stream was a little bit like the Jerry Springer show. Okay. Where there's like radical people and people fighting and okay, a little bit like the Jerry Springer show. And it was a little bit like a nightclub, okay? Like that Cheers, where everybody knows your name, okay? So it was a little bit like a nightclub. It was like people hang out there, have drinks. And I would hang out there even when I was on a full year sober. I recently got off a full year sober. After 12 months, I dropped alcohol. I took this full year sober challenge. But I would be hanging out there even when I wasn't drinking, when I was on a full year sober. Okay? But his live streams, they were a mix between the Jerry Springer show and a nightclub, you could say, like a bar. Okay, where people come hang out, a lot of people are drinking, and then people are uh, shooting the shit, as they say, and hanging out and talking. There's fights happening. Only verbal fights, because if you're on the internet, there's no risk that it will come to blows, somebody get punched. So yeah. So Poon died recently, and I miss him. He was a friend, and I've been processing this a little bit, started thinking more and more all the time. There were people coming to my chat a few days ago saying that he's dead, and I was incredulous. I mean, I didn't believe them because this happened before that there was a video uploaded to his channel that Prince dead, with, and then 2 days later he's back streaming, and like I guess a joke video. So I thought that they were pulling a prank, a goof, like April's Fool type of stuff, only without it being April 1st. And people were doing some kind of thing for clips, Poon's dead, and going around town people to kind of get reactions out of it. So I didn't believe it when people came to tell me. Now, being in my bed at night, after streaming earlier in the daytime here, local time, and people come to my chat saying Poon was dead, and I didn't believe them. I was a little bit offended. It's like, I don't think it's funny, okay? If you want to make jokes about Poon, why don't you joke about something else? It's like the boy cried wolf. What if he dies for real one of these times and people don't believe it because you've been saying it's a joke? So I thought it was a joke when they tell me that the Poon was dead, like it was a troll, okay? And later on at night, I was in bed and on YouTube. I checked YouTube Studio, the comments, and so I had gotten a comment from Lexi Lou, okay, and she wrote that he was dead, and then I wrote this like, is this some kind of joke you guys are playing or what? And she said that it wasn't, and she said this guy Andy Cruz had a panel about it, and I was searched and found Andy Cruz panel, and when I watched it, and it looked serious, meaning people were crying and they're not Hollywood actors, meaning they did seem generally upset. So, and then they showed an obituary on the stream too. So, at that point, Lex Luthor tell me and then refer me to the stream. Those two things together convinced me, and I decided at this point to like, yeah, I'm accepting this. He's dead. Okay. So, Poon is dead, and one of the things that I thought about after he died is I do believe that he possibly could have been alive today if he would have been taking some of my health advice. Okay? And I'm not trying to make this about myself in like a bad way. But I do believe that he could have lived longer for sure. That survived his problem longer if he would have been getting on my health advice. Okay? Now Pim was a stubborn man. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was at the hospital too, and he signed himself out, and the doctors told him to get an amputation, and he didn't do. And this is part of what we talked about on Sam's panel yesterday. That he might have signed himself out of the hospital. Okay, which means they wanted to amputate his foot, and he didn't want to amputate it. So he might have, like the doctors told him you need to amputate it, and he goes, I'm not going to amputate it, kind of signs out of hospital, something like that. So Pim was stubborn, okay? So doctors tell him he needs amputation, me telling him he needs colloidal silver, order colloidal silver is what I told him, one of the things. And I told him about colloidal silver and vitamin C. So I recommend him to start taking vitamin C and buy a bottle of colloidal silver on Amazon for other things, for stuff. So I do believe that he could have been alive today if he would have taken my advice and or the doctor's advice to lop the foot off. Now, he was a grown man, he was stubborn, and yeah. So I thought about that. I thought it would have been good if I would have been more influential and effective in preaching health fitness truths to him. Meaning there might have been a level of me being more effective with it that would have made him take my advice more seriously. Okay. Meaning it's like we could have a better job at displaying my competence or something like that. Now, ultimately, it's like you give people good advice, help them to take on that. Now, here's another thing. I was able to preach the gospel to him on several occasions. I do hope that he believed it. That's the most important thing. Because you can do things if you're in health fitness. You can give people that you care about advice that can help them to live longer. And then if somebody has a health problem, like if somebody has asthma, I know things that I can tell them that if they take the advice, it will help their asthma. If they got this problem, that problem, there's things I can teach them to. Anxiety, things like this, and you can help them to improve the mental physical health and extend the lifespan. Okay, so people that would have been taking my advice, just generally, not people that have serious health problems, they would have set themselves up for longer lifespan, like vitamin C, magnesium, D3K2, for example. Now, nobody's going to live forever, so the most important thing is people learning how to get spiritual everlasting. There's no level where they will become immortal, like spiritually, and live forever in the physical. So I was able to teach the gospel to Poon on his panel, to his viewers, and to him, to talk to him about Jesus on several occasions. And that's good, okay? And I hope that he had a moment before he passed where he trusted Christ as his Savior. And I'm not going to say that he was a Christian, got saved before he died. I can't know. But I know that he was a man that had the real gospel preached unto him. And if he had just a moment of believing that message that was preached unto him, he's saved. Okay. So it's kind of like, it would be wishful thinking if I just count him. Yeah, he got saved because I know I preached the gospel to him, he heard it, and I'm counting on the fact that sometimes after that he believed it to get saved. It would be kind of like wishful thinking. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible that he did the gospel before he died. It's not impossible. It's kind of rare that people get to be a gospel preacher so that they have a chance to believe it to begin with. But he got to be a gospel preacher. And I did preach the gospel and teach the truth on salvation, how to get saved on his panel numerous occasions. And actually one time, not long ago, might have been the last stream or one of the last streams where I guess I was going to hop off and I said, like, Mike, take it away. Talk to people about Jesus or what this. There was one time that I was angry at him. I got upset with him. I was up on his panel preaching the gospel. And he kind of jumped in and started cracking jokes. And I was kind of upset about that for a while. And I guess he saw that and be like, kind of could see maybe how, okay. So I think that could be why he gave him a chance later on. There was a time I was up on his panel, started preaching the gospel, talking about Jesus, and he comes in and kind of interrupts a little bit. And I got upset about that. And then another time after that, when I come up, he goes, the floor's your mic, go ahead and preach the gospel. See? So that little detail, it looks like he kind of cared on us. And it's like, yeah, I can see how Mike got upset because he likes to rant away about Jesus on my panel. And then Barbara said, it's like, you got upset that I kind of jumped in there. So it's like, it looks to me like if that he kind of thought about that, and it's like next time Mike comes up, I'll tell him to talk about Jesus in the floor. I think that was one of those type of things. So yeah, basically what I would have told him if you had ordered a quart of silver and the vitamin C is to take a lot of vitamin C every day. I actually have a playlist on my YouTube channel about vitamin C, and one of them is vitamin C and sepsis. Now the video is mostly or only dealing with IV vitamin C, intravenous, but I have a video on my channel in my playlist about vitamin C and sepsis. Okay, somewhere in the playlist, and I have vitamin C, Q, vitamins playlist. Um, and there's videos on there about vitamin C and radiation, vitamin C and toxins, vitamin C and sepsis. So I do believe that his lifespan could have been extended if he would have taken my advice and started taking high dose vitamin C daily and buy a bottle called silver, which is another thing there, maybe a week or two before he passed, we would talk about his health problem and infection in food, and I told him, it's like, people had to talk about what he should do, and I recommend you, it's like, this will come as a shock to you, but I'm going to say you need to take a lot of vitamin C, okay? And also recommend you get a bottle called silver on Amazon, and you can use it to spray on your foot. You can spray the called silver on your foot. Okay, and I've used it before, and it helps with infections and things like this. Now, I will say this, I'm not a doctor, a disclaimer now. I'm not a doctor, so talk to a doctor, licensed physician before making any changes to diet, lifestyle, supplementation, or medication. And I'm not writing prescriptions or telling people watch this, what they should be doing, but I'm talking about what I would have told my friend that I think that he should do for his health, since he's not doing what the doctor in the hospital told him. Okay, he said they wanted to cut off his food, and he didn't listen to them, and he's like, what I'm saying is what I was telling him that I think that he should do, since he's not accepting medical, like the full protocol, what seems that they told him. I would have told him to take off vitamin C and spray coat silver on his foot, and like wash his feet and spray coat silver on it. And I mean, that's what I do for my feet, okay? Meaning I hurt my foot the other day, and it might have been one of these like serendipity, fate, synchronicities. I think it might have actually been the same day that he passed after his foot problem that I hurt my foot in the live stream by I was exercising and kicking something. That might have been the same 24 hours that he died. So the point is this. I wouldn't give that advice thinking it was bad. That's how I treat my wounds. Meaning if I hurt my foot, kicked and I hurt my foot and I had a little bit of a scrape, and I clean my foot and spray color silver on it. And okay. And that's how I deal with and having deal with cuts and scrapes. When I train in martial arts, if I get a cut on my hands, I clean it with natural Leposol, bite off, and spray color silver on it. And sometimes I drench like a little alcohol wipe in color silver and then tape it over the wound. Okay. So anyway, Poon has died, and I do believe that he would have wanted me to talk about this and this. So I don't believe he would have a problem with me saying, it's like, yeah, I think that Poon died and he could have still be alive if he took my advice for this. I don't think he had a problem with that. And I do believe that he would have, wherever he is now, I do believe that he would want me to keep talking about Jesus and preach Jesus to people. So, Poon will be missed. And also he was a strangely big part of my life for the last 6 months. Okay. Because I'm a loner. I'm a hermit. I live at home. I stay at home. I don't have like an outdoor social life, and I'm probably decided it because I hang out a lot at home, and a big part of my social life is online. Okay, having podcasts with my buddy Ed, going on panels. It was mostly Poon's panel. I mean, there's been different panel streamers I've been guests over the years, but the last 6 months, it was Poon's only. It's like exclusive. That's where I would go to hang out on the live stream. I wouldn't go to other people's panels. Okay. Uh, after having a falling out with Sam, I started boycotting his channel and everyone to. And it wasn't until yesterday when I saw he had a stream about Poon. Like I talk about Poon having passed, that I joined his panel again. So yeah, I was hanging out most in Poon's streams. I don't know. I think I might spend some time going back now then to look at the past streams. I did that earlier today. I looked at past streams that we have been on. So Pooh was one of the few people that I would hang out with for many hours on his panel. So speaking of Coral Silver, this is my Coral Silver bottle. No, it's not this brand. So this I bought on Amazon, and then I bought a bottle of Coral Silver, a different brand, and used this, fill it up with the other brand of Coral Silver, because it's a spray bottle. And the other one, the one I bought most recently, it comes in a bottle. This is my Coral Silver. Yeah, so I do believe that Poon could have possibly been alive today if he would have taken my advice, like got on my protocol, and at least extended his lifespan. And I'm not being mean for saying that. I'm not doing something wrong for saying that. I do believe so. And he probably, before me saying that, because there's some other people, maybe if they found this stream, maybe they think about it. And it's like, yeah, maybe I should take this guy, listen to this guy Mike talk about health fitness. And there's other people that could extend the lifespan. So, Pugh was exactly 10 years older than me. He was 46. He was born 79. I was born 89. So he was exactly 10 years older than me. And I mean, he was seeming to be kind of in good shape too. Meaning, he wasn't one of these people where he was like hospitalized, like sick and tired, and kind of he wasn't the streaming or live streams. He didn't come across as a person who's terminally ill. Meaning, he didn't come across a person who's like, a lot of times if people die, it's like there's a period of the health obviously declining, they look sicker and sicker, they lose energy, get tired and stuff. But with Poon, it was kind of fast, where he was seeming normal. Like the last time he was on the internet, he seemed energetic and normal. And he never was really like tired and like fatigued really. Like he was on camera, he was pretty energetic. And then if you got tired, I guess you go take a nap or sleep. But when he was on live streams, he seemed to be in good shape, like energetic, and he was working hard and screaming for hours and stuff. So he didn't really seem like he was sick. Okay? He didn't seem like he was slowly getting sicker in his impression. Now he wouldn't be showing his foot, which I had a problem with, but he seemed to be kind of. He was kind of energetic, so. Yeah, so I'm going to miss Pooh, and I'll be thinking about him for sure. I'm gonna be thinking about it for sure. And you can't go back and change your relationship with a person after the death. It's too late. I mean, it's like there might be things to think about. Well, yeah, I would have liked if I could spend more time with my parents. But here's the point. What you can remember people, you can learn from people, and I do believe that Poon, wherever he is now, would be for me preaching the gospel of Christ to people. Okay, so yeah, at least I got to preach. I'm content that I was talking to Poon about Christ, preach Christ on several occasions. On his panel, and at least one talking to him directly. It's happened before that I lost somebody, that they died, and I was regretting that I hadn't preached Christ as much as I would have wanted to do. And you know, so yeah, I'm gonna finish up. I did have a problem getting Rumble streams going, and I was going to. I felt like going live on Rumble earlier today, but they said I couldn't trade and start a new stream, so I actually sent an email to Rumble, like the support or tech support. I actually sent an email to tech support because I couldn't create a new stream, and we'll see if I'll be able to launch more Rumble. So I'm going to finish up. I actually also thought about, is that what if I have a panel? What if I go live? I thought about maybe going live and make a panel, like on StreamYard. Now I had a free version, so it's kind of difficult to have on guest because I can't put up a graphic P blocker with the free account. So yeah, whatever. I'm gonna finish up. Let's get on the video and take care of yourself. So yeah, Pre will be missed. I will miss him. I remember. And God respects people's free will. So if he chose to be the gospel, he's in heaven. If he didn't, then he didn't. But I do hope that he had a moment of trusting in Lord Jesus Christ before he passed, which is not impossible, but I'm not telling you. So let's go to the video.